Debt can feel like a heavy chain. It pulls on your mind. It limits your choices. What if there was another way? It's called buy, borrow, die. Many people spend their entire lives trying to break free from it, working hard just to pay back what they owe. They follow the common advice: earn money, pay your bills, save a little, slowly chip away at your loans. This path is sensible. It is responsible. But for some, it feels like a treadmill they can never get off. A different way of thinking about debt and wealth. It is a strategy used by some of the wealthiest people in the world. It's called buy, borrow, die. It goes against much of the financial advice we are taught from a young age. This new idea flips that script entirely. It suggests that debt, when used in a very specific way, can be a powerful tool for building wealth, not just a burden to be eliminated. It is a controversial idea because it involves taking on more debt, not less. This essay will break down this complex strategy into simple, understandable parts. We will look at each word in its name: buy, borrow, die. Think about the last time you worried about a bill. Maybe it was a credit card statement that was higher than you expected. Perhaps it was a student loan payment that felt like it would never end. That feeling is a shared human experience. It is a quiet stress that follows many of us around. In the United States alone, household debt has reached staggering numbers, totaling trillions of dollars. This isn't just a number on a screen. It represents millions of individual stories, anxieties, sleepless nights. It affects relationships, career choices, and our overall sense of well-being. Tell me in the comments, what's your biggest debt struggle right now? Let's put it on the table so we can face it together. For every dollar you use to pay down a loan, that is a dollar you cannot use to invest in something that could grow in value. This is where the buy, borrow, die strategy presents a radical alternative. Buy, borrow, die. It asks a powerful question. What if instead of using your cash to pay down debt, you used it to buy assets that grow in value? What if you could use those growing assets to fund your lifestyle without ever having to sell them and pay taxes? The entire buy, borrow, die strategy starts with one crucial action: buy. But it is not about buying just anything. It is not about buying fancy cars. It is not about buying expensive clothes. It is not about buying the latest gadgets. Those things typically lose value over time. The strategy is built on buying assets. An asset is something that can grow in value over the long term or produce income. The buy strategy says, take that money and buy shares of a well-established company instead. You are trading your cash for a piece of a growing enterprise. This is the foundational move. You are planting a financial tree. The key is patience and a long-term view. The power of this step comes from compounding. It's slow at first, but over decades it can create massive wealth, like a snowball rolling down a long hill. So the first pillar is systematically convert earned income into appreciating assets. Instead of a cycle of earning and spending, create a cycle of earning and owning. Now we come to the most counterintuitive part of the strategy: borrow. After you have spent years or even decades buying assets, you will eventually need money to live on. You need cash for groceries, travel, enjoying your life. The traditional approach would be to sell some of your assets. When you sell an asset for a profit, you typically have to pay capital gains taxes. Furthermore, when you sell an asset, it is gone forever. It can no longer grow and compound for you. Instead of selling your assets, you take out a loan using your asset portfolio as collateral. Imagine your stock portfolio has grown to be worth $1 million. Instead of selling $50,000 worth of stock, you get a loan for $50,000 at 2 or 3%. If your portfolio grows by 7%, you outpace the loan cost. The loan proceeds you receive are not considered income, so you do not pay income tax on them. You have successfully accessed your money tax-free. You are living off of your assets without depleting them. You are letting your financial trees continue to grow tall while you enjoy some of their shade. Section 5. The final step. The die and buy, borrow, die. Under current U.S. tax law, there is something called a step-up in basis at death. You have a portfolio you originally bought for $200,000. It has now grown to $1 million. If you were to sell it, you'd have an $800,000 gain and a large tax bill. When you die, your heirs inherit the $1 million portfolio. Because of the step-up in basis, their cost is now $1 million. So selling $200,000 creates zero capital gain. They pay off the loan and are left with an $800,000 portfolio, completely debt-free and tax-free. All of the massive capital gains during your lifetime have been legally wiped away by the tax code. The cycle can then begin again. Buy phase, gathering the parts. You spend your working years collecting high-quality engine components. Borrow phase, you turn the engine on. Instead of selling parts for cash, you attach a generator, the loan against your assets. It produces the cash you need to live. The main engine keeps running and compounding. Interest cost is small compared to asset growth. Die phase, pass the engine to the next generation. Tax law resets the engine's value. Any old debts can be covered tax-free. Heirs inherit a more powerful engine. You buy assets. Assets grow. You borrow against growth to live. Assets keep growing, outpacing loan cost. When you die, gains are erased for tax purposes. Heirs inherit wealth. Section 7, A Tale of Two Investors, Success, Failure. Anna decides to follow the buy, borrow, die strategy. Over 30 years, her portfolio grows. Instead of selling, she takes a small, low-interest loan to cover living expenses. Her portfolio keeps growing faster than her loan's interest rate. Ben is more cautious and follows the traditional path. He sells off stocks each year to generate cash. Each sale triggers capital gains tax, reducing his return. Over time, his portfolio shrinks. Now imagine a negative outcome. Meet Carl. He follows buy and borrow. Then a severe crash hits. The bank issues a margin call. With no extra cash, he's forced to sell at the worst time, crystallizing losses. This is the main danger of the borrow step. Using leverage, borrowing against assets, magnifies gains and losses. Would you be able to sleep at night with a large loan secured against assets that might drop 30 or 40% in a year? Tell me your risk tolerance and goals in the comments. David funded retirement by borrowing against a $4 million portfolio that grew to $7 million. When he passed, Step Up erased gains. Heirs sold $1.8 million tax-free to repay the loan, keeping $5.2 million. That's the aha. We have journeyed through the controversial but powerful strategy known as buy, borrow, die. First, buy appreciating assets and hold them for the long term. Second, borrow against those assets at low interest rates to fund your lifestyle tax-free. Third, die, allowing heirs to inherit with a stepped-up basis, legally wiping out a lifetime of capital gains. The main benefit is incredible tax efficiency, maximizing compounding with minimal interruption. However, borrowing against volatile assets can be dangerous. Margin calls can force sales at the worst time. Seek expert help. This is not a do-it-yourself project. I hope this explanation has given you a new way to think about wealth, debt, and the hidden rules of money. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts on this strategy in the comments below. Watch the next video for risk controls and safer leverage frameworks.